Assalamu alaikum and welcome to another deep dive.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Today we're exploring the world of honeybees,
Oh, fantastic.
creatures that highlight the beauty and wisdom of Allah's creation.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing how something so small can play such a big role in our world
Yeah.
and even be mentioned in the Quran.
Yeah, it's amazing how something so small can have such a big impact, right?
You're right. I remember learning about Surah An-Nahl, the bee,
Right.
in school, but I'd love to hear more about why an entire chapter
Yeah.
is dedicated to these tiny creatures.
Well, the surah doesn't just talk about bees, right?
Yeah.
It actually it draws our attention to their unique abilities and purpose. Verses 68 and 69, for example,
Okay.
describe how Allah guides the bees to build their homes in all sorts of places, from mountains to trees. And then they produce this incredible substance, honey,
Right.
which has healing properties for mankind.
SubhanAllah. It's like Allah is using the honeybee to show us His power
Right.
and mercy,
Yeah,
even in the smallest of things.
exactly. Yeah. And when we look closer at honeybees, right, we
Yeah.
see even more evidence
Yeah.
of Allah's intricate design.
Mm.
For instance, did you know that there are over 20,000 species of bees globally?
Wow, 20,000. That's incredible.
Yeah.
And they all work together to keep our ecosystem running.
Not all of them make honey, right? But they all play a role in pollination, which is essential for the survival of countless plant species.
Right, right.
The most well-known honeybee species is Apis mellifera,
Okay.
or the western honeybee.
Okay.
It's the one we typically picture when we think of bees buzzing around a flower garden.
Okay, so let's talk about what makes these honeybees so special. Beside the honey, of course.
Well, their anatomy is fascinating. They have these compound eyes
Right.
that allow them to see a much wider field of view than we can. And their legs are equipped with pollen baskets,
Oh.
like little backpacks. Oh, yeah.
For carrying pollen back to the hive.
I've always been amazed by how they collect that pollen
Yeah.
using their proboscis,
Right.
which is like a long tongue
Yeah.
that they can extend to reach deep inside the flower. It's like a perfectly designed tool.
It is. And then there's the stinger,
Right.
which only the female bees have.
Right.
It's primarily used for defense.
Right.
And is actually a modified ovipositor, the part they use to lay eggs.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
It's incredible how every part of their body is designed for a specific purpose. It's like a perfectly orchestrated system.
And that system extends beyond the individual bee
Okay.
to the entire colony.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard about how bees organize their society?
I know they have a queen, but tell me more.
So you've got the queen,
Okay.
who is the only reproductive female in the colony.
Okay.
Her sole purpose is to lay eggs and ensure the continuation of the hive.
Right.
Then there are the worker bees.
Who are all non-reproductive females. And they
Right.
do pretty much everything else, from foraging for food,
Wow.
to caring for the young,
Right.
to building and defending the hive.
And what about the male bees? What do they do?
The male bees are called drones,
Okay.
and their primary function is to mate with the queen.
Okay.
Their life cycle is fascinating, too. They go through 4 stages: egg, larva, pupa, and finally, adult bee.
Wow.
It really makes you think about the careful planning and design
Mm-hmm.
behind Allah's creation.
It really does. And speaking of amazing things bees do, have you ever heard of the Waggle dance?
Of course. It's one of the most incredible examples of animal communication in the natural world.
Get this, our listeners. Bees actually dance to tell each other where to find food.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
It is. When a worker bee finds a good food source,
Yeah.
it returns to the hive and performs this figure-8 dance, waggling its body to indicate the direction and distance of the food relative to the sun's position. It's like a built-in GPS system. And it shows just how intelligent and complex these creatures truly are.
SubhanAllah. It's mind-blowing to think about the level of communication
Yeah.
and coordination
Right.
happening within a beehive.
It really highlights the power of community and working together for a common good. And speaking of good, the work of bees benefits not just the hive,
Yeah.
but the entire ecosystem,
Right.
and especially us humans.
Right. I mean, their honey is mentioned in the Quran for its healing properties.
Exactly.
It's not just a sweet treat. It's a gift from Allah.
Exactly. And beyond honey, bees play a crucial role in pollination,
Yeah.
which, as we mentioned earlier, is essential for the survival of so many plant species. In fact, they're responsible for pollinating about 75% of the world's crops.
Wow. That's incredible. So basically, we can thank bees for a huge portion of the food we eat.
That's right. Without bees, our diets would be severely limited.
Wow.
And the world would be a much less vibrant place.
Yeah.
Without many of the fruits, vegetables, and flowers we rely on and enjoy.
It's amazing how these tiny creatures have such a huge impact
Yeah.
on our lives. It's a powerful reminder of the interconnectedness
Right.
of all living things
Yeah.
in Allah's creation.
It really is. And it makes you appreciate the wisdom of Allah's design, where even seemingly insignificant creatures play such vital roles in maintaining the balance of nature.
It's true. And it makes you wonder what other secrets and wonders are hidden within the world of bees. What else can we learn from these fascinating creatures?
There's still so much to discover. We'll dive deeper into the Islamic perspective on bees and honey
Okay.
and explore the challenges they face in the next part of our deep dive.
I can't wait. We were just discussing how important bees are to our ecosystem.
Right.
It's amazing to think that something so small
Yeah,
can have such a big impact.
it is. And unfortunately, those tiny creatures are facing some big challenges right now.
That's right. Before the break, we were starting to talk about the threats to bee populations.
Yeah.
What are some of the factors contributing to their decline?
Well, one major issue is the widespread use of pesticides,
Okay.
particularly a type called neonicotinoids.
Okay.
These chemicals can be lethal to bees
Wow.
and disrupt their ability to navigate and forage.
So it's like we're poisoning
Yeah,
the very creatures that help feed us.
it is. Yeah,
That's heartbreaking.
it is. And it's not just pesticides. Climate change is also playing a role
Okay.
by disrupting their habitats and food sources.
Right.
For example, changes in flowering patterns can make it harder
Yeah.
for bees to find the nectar they need to survive.
And I imagine deforestation and urbanization don't help either.
Exactly. As we destroy natural habitats
Right.
and replace them with concrete jungles, we're taking away the bees' homes and food sources.
It's like we're forgetting that we're all connected in this delicate web of life. What can we do to reverse this trend
Right.
and protect these vital creatures?
There are actually many things we can do,
Okay.
both individually and collectively.
Okay.
One important step is to create bee-friendly habitats
Okay.
in our own backyards and communities.
That sounds like something anyone can do.
Yeah.
What does a bee-friendly garden look like?
It's all about providing bees
Oh.
with the food and shelter they need.
Right.
So planting a variety of flowering plants that bloom at different times throughout the year is key. Native plants are especially beneficial
Okay.
because they've co-evolved with local bee species.
So it's not just about having beautiful flowers, it's about choosing the right flowers.
Exactly. And just as important as what we plant is what we don't plant.
Okay. Yeah.
Avoiding the use of harmful pesticides and herbicides in our gardens is crucial. We need to create safe havens for bees where they can thrive.
And what about those of us who don't have gardens?
Yeah,
Are there other ways to help?
absolutely. Supporting local beekeepers
Okay.
by buying their honey and other products is another great way to make a difference.
Okay.
This helps to encourage sustainable beekeeping practices
Right.
that prioritize the health and well-being of the bees.
So we can enjoy the sweetness of honey while also contributing to the well-being of these amazing creatures. That's what I call a win-win.
It is, and we can all play a role in raising awareness about the importance of bees and the challenges they face. By educating ourselves and others, we can inspire action and create positive change.
It's a reminder that even small actions can make a big difference,
Yeah,
especially when we work together as a community.
exactly. Just like the bees work together for the good of the hive, we can work together to protect these creatures and all of Allah's creation.
You know, it's amazing how much we can learn from bees about the importance of unity, cooperation, and hard work.
Yeah,
They're a true testament to the wisdom and beauty of Allah's design.
they are. And their story reminds us that even the smallest of creatures can play a vital role in the grand scheme of things.
It's humbling to think about, and it makes me even more determined to do my part in protecting them.
That's the spirit. And speaking of protection, let's delve deeper into the Islamic perspective on bees and honey.
Okay.
What wisdom can we glean from the Quran and Hadith about these special creatures?
I'm eager to learn more. That's what we'll explore in the final part of our deep dive into the world of honeybees. Welcome back to our deep dive into the world of honeybees. We've been exploring the fascinating lives of these tiny creatures and the crucial role they play in Allah's creation.
It's truly inspiring to reflect on how Allah has designed even the smallest of creatures with such purpose and wisdom.
You know, when we think about bees and honey, it's hard not to think about the Islamic perspective.
Yeah.
What do the Quran and Hadith teach us about these special creations?
Well, the fact that an entire chapter of the Quran,
Yeah.
Surah An-Nahl,
Right.
is named after the bee speaks volumes about its significance in Islam.
That's right. And we talked earlier about the verses that highlight honey's healing properties.
Right.
What other insights can we gain from Islamic teachings about bees and honey?
One thing that stands out is the emphasis on honey as a pure and blessed food.
Okay.
In Surah Muhammad, Allah describes paradise as a place
Okay.
where rivers of honey flow.
Right.
This imagery evokes a sense of abundance and sweetness, highlighting the value that honey holds in Islam.
It's interesting to think about how honey is not just a physical nourishment,
Right.
but also a spiritual symbol.
Exactly, yeah. And in the Hadith, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him,
Right.
recommended honey for various ailments. He even said,
Yeah.
if you find honey, eat it. Right.
Indicating its importance for overall well-being.
SubhanAllah. It's amazing how something so simple and natural can have such profound benefits.
And it's not just about consuming honey.
Okay.
The act of beekeeping itself is viewed positively in Islam.
Okay.
It aligns with the principles of sustainability and care for the environment.
That makes sense. Beekeeping requires a deep understanding of nature and a commitment to working in harmony with Allah's creation.
Precisely. And the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, encouraged Muslims to engage in productive activities that benefit both themselves and society.
Yeah.
Beekeeping certainly falls into that category.
So it's not just about the end product, the honey,
Right.
but also about the process and the values it embodies.
Exactly. And speaking of values, the bees themselves offer us valuable lessons about community, cooperation, and hard work. I've always been fascinated by the intricate social structure of the hive. It's like a perfectly organized city where everyone has a specific role to play.
And they perform their tasks with such dedication and efficiency, working tirelessly for the collective good. It's a beautiful example of unity and selflessness.
It's a reminder that we, too, should strive to contribute to the well-being of our communities.
Right.
And work together for the benefit of all.
Absolutely. And just as bees collect nectar from different flowers to create something unique and beneficial, we can draw inspiration and knowledge from diverse sources to enrich our lives and contribute to the betterment of humanity.
That's a beautiful analogy. And it highlights the importance of embracing diversity and recognizing the interconnectedness of all things in Allah's creation.
Exactly. From the tiniest bee to the vast expanse of the universe, everything is connected and working in harmony according to Allah's divine plan.
SubhanAllah. It's awe-inspiring to contemplate the scale and complexity of Allah's creation. And the more we learn about the natural world, the more we appreciate the beauty and wisdom behind it.
It's a journey of discovery that deepens our faith and strengthens our connection to our Creator.
As we wrap up our deep dive into the world of honeybees, what key message would you like to leave our listeners with?
I would encourage everyone to reflect on the profound lessons we can learn from Allah's creation, even from something as small as a honeybee. Let us strive to live in harmony with nature, appreciate its wonders, and protect its delicate balance. For in doing so, we not only honor Allah's creation, but also enrich our own lives.
Beautifully said. It's a reminder that we are all interconnected and responsible for safeguarding the gifts that Allah has bestowed upon us. May we all strive to be mindful stewards of this magnificent planet, protecting its beauty and diversity for generations to come. Ma as-salama, and until our next deep dive.